me, Big Mo. Welcome to the Lawn Stars. Ooh, it's gonna be a hot one today. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. That's why Big Mo's hanging out under the big banana leaf. That's right, keeping cool. Nah. What I want to talk to you guys and gals about today are the top reasons that I would drop a yard. And because I recently had to drop a yard a couple of weeks ago for a certain reason, and it's going to be in this list. But the first one I'm going to mention is probably on all your top lists. In fact, I want you guys, if you will, to put your reasons why you drop your top reasons why you drop yards. And this one is, of course, making it hard to get paid. You know what I mean? Having to jump through hoops to get your money is a biggie, you know. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, we mowed this person's house and their hotel. And they told us, you know, when we tried to get our money at the end of the month from them at their house, always go to the hotel to get your money to get paid. So we went to the hotel to get paid. We go there, you know, and it's not a short drive. It's in the same area, but you know, not close. And so we go over there and go to the house and get the money. So you go to the house. No, you go to the hotel and get the money. Okay, Big Mo ain't playing that. Okay, we dropped it. Dropped the yards in the hotel and got our money, but then dropped them because that's bull crap. If you have to jump through hoops to get your money, it's not a good thing. Another reason would be vicious dogs. Yeah, we had in fact, I still do it now. It's gone through changes. But I do it now. It's a duplex or apartment complex, and we were doing it, and they had these vicious freaking pit bulls back in a little cage, chain link fence cage. And I mean, they would just you know, just try biting the cage, just trying to get to you. Well, one day me and King Brando went out there and he pulled the mower off and he was starting to go mow, and they came out, I mean, just like two lions, you know, coming after him, and he was just backing up. I was still in the truck, so I went down there with the truck and went at him, slamming on the brakes, blowing the horn at him, and luckily the owner came out and corralled him. But after that, we quit. You know, I had to tell him, you know, hey, you know, those dogs are vicious. And not only that, but you need to be thinking about this, because there could be little kids walking down that road and those dogs get out and they go attack them. So some time went by, you know, we quit doing it, and some time went by, and they hired me back to mow again. And then two totally different tenant there was two more pit bulls back in this cage again, you know, and they didn't get out, but they would like at the cage and try to get under it and all this stuff. And it was always a source of angst, you know, having to mow it, because I'm like, is these the dogs going to get out of this cage, you know, and come after me? So I told them again, you know, while the dogs are there, sorry, I cannot mow this. So what they ended up doing was they gave the owners ultimatum, you know, get rid of the dogs or or move. And I didn't mow until they moved, but they did end up moving, and then I've been doing it ever since. No more dogs, no more cage back there. But yeah, had to drop it twice because of vicious dogs. And I'm not talking about just a dog in a fence that's barking at you, but I'm talking about, I mean, intense. The last thing is, and it's important to me, and it might not be important to you guys, but parking is a big freaking deal for me. It's a big deal breaker. And that's why I dropped the one recently, because they had the horseshoe driveway, and it was on this busy road. You couldn't park out on the road, and I pulled in the driveway there, and I almost did it a few times, and then finally did it where my tire went down in the ditch, and it's real narrow as you're going in and out. And I was going to end up tearing my trailer up, you know, and it got stuck on the road, had to unload, and it's just a big mess to get it out. So yeah, but I had another one, you know, had a good customer that I did their yard for years, and they moved, and they wanted me to go with them, mow their yard there. I go over there, and their driveway's like this. I'm not pulling the, you know, of course not pulling up in a driveway like that. You really couldn't with that angle, with that trailer and everything. And then out on the road, there was a curve right before their house, you know, a real blind curve, a blind curve after their house, and you know, real shortly right before and right past their house. And you couldn't park out on the road. If you parked out on the road, somebody's going, and the cars whiz down through there. And if you parked out on the road, you know, it was going to get hit at some point. So even though I'd mowed for them for years, I just had to tell them. Wasn't really me, well, I guess it was sort of me dropping it because I was supposed to do it, but never did it once. So I was like, sorry, just can't do it. So yeah, parking, bad parking situations. Now I do some that now that I don't enjoy, you know, but if it's bad enough, it will keep me from doing a yard or dropping a yard. So anyway, guys, tell me about your top reasons for dropping yards. See if we have any in common. So be sure and do that in the comments below. Let's go mow, and then we will discuss some other stuff after. Let's do it. Let's hit it. Yeah. Woo! It is hot out here. It's hotter than a blistered, well, you get the idea. Have y'all ever had something that you're surprised that hasn't happened to you yet at work? Mowing. You're just kind of surprised it hadn't happened. Mine would be getting bitten by a snake. Because that's something that could have happened. I've done this for so many freaking years that I could have seen that happening, but knock on wood, hope I don't. But, well, actually down here in the valley where I do most of my mowing, over all the years that I've mown, I don't think I've ever seen mowing a poisonous snake. Now I've seen garter snakes and king snakes and some different things like that, but I don't think here in the valley, I don't think I've ever seen a poisonous snake. But up on the mountains, you may not know this area, but we're kind of surrounded by mountains. There's big mountains, Lookout Mountain, Signal Mountain. When I'm working up on the mountains, I've seen some poisonous snakes over the years. And I could tell you one instance where the closest I've came to getting bit by a poisonous snake would be, I was up on Signal Mountain and I was mowing this lady's yard, and I was going along and I see a rattlesnake by her house. Start to run over it, and I was like, you know, why kill it, you know? And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, it's right up here by our house. She could get bitten, some kid could get bitten or whatever, so I decided to run over it. Well, I'm on a walk behind on a Velke, and so I run it over, but I don't hear the usual. If you've ran over snakes before, there's a sound, and it can kind of bog the mower a little bit. Go, you know, and just kind of bog the mower. And I wasn't hearing that, didn't hear it. So I ran over it. Next thing I know, I see it coming out behind the mower at me because it didn't get hit by the blades. So it's right here at my feet, coming towards me and my feet on the Velke. So I back up really quick, and I got the, so I got it. I don't know if you know this or have noticed this, but when you run over a snake, it usually cuts their head and their tail off. I don't know why. It works out that way. Every time I've ran over a snake, it tends to do that. But, and it did that to him, you know. Never could find the rattler or wanted to keep it, but this is to the young guys out there. If you're old fart like me, you probably know this already, but some of you young guys may not know that if you cut a poisonous snake's head off, don't ever go up and try to grab it or touch it or anything like that. Pick it up, because it will still bite you. It definitely can still bite you. So we didn't try to pick it up, of course, I knew then, but we did have a stick and we were poking at the head, and the head was going trying to bite that stick. So yeah, don't ever do that. It's a big no-no. Another time, I didn't almost get bitten per se with this, but it's kind of an interesting story. We were up on one of the mountains. I don't remember which mountain it was. This was many years ago, for the guy I first started working for. And I was working with a guy named Tex. And he was this little guy, older than us. I think I've told y'all about Tex before, in his hands. He had a weird ailment with his hands in the video, but anyway, same guy. Kind of reminded me of the crocodile hunter in this aspect, that he was just that type that wouldn't care, it didn't faze him to grab a snake, you know, a poisonous snake or whatever. And so he went down in the woods to take a number 2. And he was down there, and he next thing I see him coming up out of the woods with this copperhead by the neck. Big old copperhead. It was probably about that big around. Had it by the neck, behind its head, and he said, I'm gonna throw it down on the driveway out here, and I want you to kill it with the shovel or spade. And so he jumped up in the air and wailed and threw that freaking snake copperhead down as hard as he could on that. It didn't phase it, man. That sucker started heading, making a beeline towards me, and I got a lucky hit in. This first strike with that pick, I went chunk, chopped its head off. But we ended up taking it to the water company. We worked at the water company. We did pruning and mowing at the water company, and we ended up taking it down there, and we had its a big old body coiled up on the back of our truck. Back there we were pruning some shrubs, and the meter readers came in and you'd see them all biting, you know, so it was kind of funny. But how that came to be was he was down there taking the number 2, and he said he squatted down, and he was squatted down, and he was like, oh, I better check and see if there's poison oak underneath me. He didn't check, and he said he looked down underneath him, and that copperhead was coiled up right up underneath him. So he jumped back, I guess, and grabbed it. I mean, he was like that. And yeah, pretty funny stuff. But yeah, that would be mine. Kind of shocked and pleased that I've never been bit by a snake. Do y'all have anything? Do y'all have any snake stories? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, glad to spend some time with you again. You stay healthy out there. Do all the stuff you got to do to take care of you. And until next time, Big Mo is saying, see you later. Can't wait to see you next time. Boo!